people, welcome to a very much overdue Mike on the Mic. Straight off the bat I'll say yes, this is my new camera. No, it's not the GoPro, and yes, it looks absolutely awful. You have no idea how gutted I was once I put the SD card into the computer and this is the image quality I saw. Yeah, not great at all. It doesn't look like the GoPro, it actually looks like the camera I had before the GoPro. It's shocking. Thankfully I know, because I've done some research, that the camera I have, the Canon M50, has a lot of potential and can get really great shots, and I've been doing a bit of research since seeing this footage, and I will get there. I know I will get there, but right now, I mean, that picture is just awful. That's mobile phone grade, and I'm really upset about it. But anyway, we'll move past that right now. This is the FDX Outlaw, as you're probably aware, and it's if you don't know, it's got a solid rear axle and does lots of that. The instability that the Outlaw has will be a recurring theme throughout this video. But anyway, the reason I wanted to do a Mike on the Mic, now I'm sorry, I want to do a lot of Mike on the Mics. I want to do at least one per week, but for various reasons, I don't have a real excuse, but for various reasons it's not happened. But on this one particularly, I wanted to say some stuff to you guys. You may remember a couple of offshore trips ago, not the one I was just back from, but the one prior to that, I came home early. I left it because it was an absolute nightmare, disaster, and a lot of you guys were saying, well, how cold on? How can you come back home if you're offshore? Sure, you're on a vessel. I wanted to explain. I can't get into too much details for legal and sort of moral and all the rest of it reasons. But what I will say is, like, listen, look, it's falling over again. What I will say is, the project I was on was a Harbour project, which is why I could come home, because we were based in a bed and breakfast, and so I was working at the Harbour. Basically, again, I won't go into the full job, but my job was to ensure that all the protocols to prevent any injury or death to marine mammals during various parts of the operations, including explosives and demolitions and stuff, basically make sure that nothing happened, especially to a local seal colony who were rearing pups at the time, who were based pretty much bang on that area. But the whole thing from the get-go was an absolute disaster. It was a joke. It was the first job I've ever been on where they didn't pay your travel, which to me wasn't a huge disaster because, frankly, I wasn't a million miles away from it. But there was people from all over Europe, and there was some guy from Brazil who had to pay his own flights from Brazil to the UK and back again out of his own pocket. That is well over £1,000, and he, didn't get that back. Not only that, if you stay in a bed and breakfast, you have no access to microwave or oven or what have you. It's amazing how fast food can stack up. Hundreds of pounds, 100 quid a week easy to feed yourself when you're having to, you can't store anything, you got no fridge. So you've got to just make do. You've got to buy things on the fly, and it costs a fortune. And then we get to the project itself. The contractor who was running the thing, I won't say any names, were a bunch of cowboys, and they would cut corners constantly. And it wasn't helped by the fact that the actual client was a government body. And with any government, there was obviously corruption, and there was corner cuttings, and the rules don't apply to them, only to the normal people. So, yeah. For example, one guy on site had his leg destroyed, shattered, because the health and safety protocols were not in place, and he got hit by some heavy equipment. For us personally, we were based on the one rescue craft. There was one rescue craft through the entire project. It was a large project, and the one thing you're not allowed, absolutely illegal, is to use a rescue craft for anything other than rescue. It has to be on standby at all times to do rescue, with a crew to do rescue, nothing else. Even if that means they sit on their arse for a year, not needed, that's how it is. However, we were working on the rescue craft, we had equipment hanging off the back of it, and that's what we were given, and we were told if there was an emergency we had to just recover our equipment and go and save them. That's just not acceptable. You cannot do that. And not to mention that this rescue craft, we were on it for maybe 12 hours a day, constantly. There was no food, no water, and no toilet. Lovely. But my main cause for concern, actually no, not my main cause for concern, but another massive cause for concern is we weren't getting paid. Payments were late, payments were cancelled, payments weren't coming in, wages were always a big question mark, and the whole thing was just an absolute shambles. And finally, when it comes to the marine mammal mitigation side, protecting the animals, protecting the seals, they were doing whatever the hell they wanted. We were trying to stop them. They were blasting explosives with animals well within a kilometre, sometimes within 500 metres, which is not allowed. They gave a minimum of 500 metre mitigation zone, 500 metre clear zone, which isn't enough when you're letting off explosives in the seabed and there's seals 500 metres away. As a result, sadly, we found a dead seal pup, and the what's it called? The dissection revealed blast trauma. So the blast killed the seal pup, even though we tried to stop them blasting. So there you are. And then another instance, we saw an adult seal pop up just before blasting time, within probably 200, 250 meters, and they didn't stop and they blasted. And I don't know what happened to that seal. I'm not sure I saw it again. I'm not very good at identifying different individuals. I can identify different species. They were all grey seals, but yeah, I'm not sure if we saw that adult again. So that was a complete and utter disaster. So that's why, you guys, I left that project. I wasn't having any more part of it. If I wasn't there to protect the animals and I wasn't getting paid, what the hell was I there for? So that was it. That's why I came home. So now you guys know. Another thing I wanted to talk about quickly is the channel. I feel like maybe every now and again I would like to do a video. I mean, obviously this is an RC channel and the vast majority of stuff will be on RC. But every now and again I'd like to do one video that's based on a different hobby. Maybe call it like Spin-Off Saturday or Tearaway Tuesday or something, whatever day it's on. And do something on a different hobby. For example, I want to take up... oh, by the way, there's me playing with some different settings. That's a lot better, isn't it? A lot better. So there is potential here for this camera. I'm not there yet, but that's better than what I was using. But yeah, I was thinking about doing airsoft and having the GoPro mounted on the airsoft. This is for next year. What would you guys be interested in seeing stuff like that? Let me know. If you want to see some other hobbies, just every now and again. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. We'll see you soon.